Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. It is your HBAR Lord Commander here, and today we have an epic video lined up for you. We are going to be looking at 5 different examples of how Hedera is tackling trillion-dollar industries through the tokenization and thus the innovation of them. This is absolutely a video not to miss. We've got 5 killer examples from the largest hedge funds in both the United States and the United Kingdom actually having their funds tokenized on Hedera, to the largest energy supplier in Europe, to a multi-billion-dollar real estate company, to a potential $1.2 trillion diamond industry actually being revolutionized and transformed on Hedera through their tokenization service. So strap yourselves in. Without further ado, one place that I want to start, because we see a lot of comments in regards to the comment section of people talking about a whole lot of nonsense in regards to the fact that Hedera isn't used. Who is using Hedera? Well, clearly somebody. So according to this is from House of Chimera. Comprehensive analysis of monthly average real transactions per second across layer 1s. Hedera leads in TPS from April, with an average of 1,530 TPS, marking a month-over-month increase of 50%. The next best blockchain is a third, or doing a third in regards to transactions per second over a monthly period of what Hedera is doing. And then you can see you've got Near, Binance, Algorand, Say, Injective, Avalanche, Sui, Ethereum, and Aptos. So Hedera is clearly very used. As promised, we are going to be talking about 5 different industries that Hedera is tackling in the billions and trillions. And let's start things off with a recent announcement. And we're going to drive over to the HBAR Foundation's Twitter. Give these guys a follow, ladies and gentlemen. Diamonds are one of the greatest stores of value. Despite this, investing in diamonds is massively overlooked, with only 1% of a $1.2 trillion supply allocated. Noticing this gap, Diamond Standard migrated from Ethereum and began its real-world asset tokenization journey on Hedera. Let's dive over to the Hedera press article on this, and you can see Diamond Standard are featured. The total diamond supply for investment sits at $1.2 trillion. Assets currently trading on Hedera sits at 550 million, and Hedera tokenized diamond trading volume is still set at $2.5 million. We choose to build on Hedera because its speed, security, and transparency were essential to our vision of democratizing access to diamonds as an asset class. Hedera's enterprise-grade distributed ledger technology will enable Diamond Standard to offer investors unprecedented transparency and liquidity. Diamond Standard developed a highly sophisticated, regulator-reviewed, and fully autonomous process for taking the physical diamond from source to tokenization with complete transparency at every single stage, using a variety of Hedera network services in the latter stages. To tokenize on Hedera's network, Diamond Standard uses the Hedera Token Service, HTS for short, which ensures that each diamond commodity token truly represents either a Diamond Standard coin or a Diamond Standard bar, and that the ownership of the diamond commodity token is directly linked to the ownership of the physical diamond. Once this is done, investors can then buy and sell diamond commodity tokens on digital asset exchanges, allowing others to invest in diamonds without having to physically own and manage the diamonds themselves. Not only does the HTS enable the creation and management of these tokens on the Hedera network, but HTS is also designed to be interoperable with other blockchain networks and protocols, which means that these diamond commodity tokens can be easily transferred and exchanged between different platforms, including Ethereum. This is absolutely huge. Additionally, Diamond Standard utilizes the Hedera Consensus Mechanism Service, HCS, to create a completely secure record of all transactions involving diamond commodity tokens, ensuring transparency and immutability of any activity of the token. So this is pretty huge. This is an example of Hedera tackling a $1.2 trillion industry in the form of tokenizing diamonds. Let's move on to the next billion-dollar problem that Hedera is solving. And this, of course, is in the forms of what Red Swan are doing. Now, we have previously interviewed Red Swan. I will leave a link to that in the description. Ed is a great guy. If I could pick anybody to do what he is trying to do, it would be him. Absolutely lovely gentleman. Really enjoyed my chat with him and hoping we can catch up with him really soon. He's doing some amazing things and kind of pioneering the commercial real estate industry. So the Red Swan team has begun tokenizing its $5 billion plus real estate portfolio as real world assets on Hedera. Through their open sourced Red Swan token studio on Hedera, they further enable tokenization of digital securities. This is a press release from the Hedera Foundation. Of course, this came out last year, but what we're doing is showing you examples of billion to trillion dollar industries that are being tokenized on Hedera today. Nobody can dispute this, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're excited to announce that Red Swan, the commercial real estate company with $5 billion in assets under management, is launching its token studio on Hedera for real-world asset tokenization. Last year, Boston Consultant Group predicted that $16 trillion in assets could be tokenized by 2030. With real estate being the largest asset class, BCG is one of several firms like JP Morgan, Citibank, and Goldman Sachs that identify the rapid tokenization of industries like real estate, fund management, and art as key areas of growth. Recognizing this, Red Swan decided to launch its token studio on Hedera Network. Through this platform, users will be able to participate in creating and investing in digital security assets. By fractionalizing assets on the platform, the studio allows users to own a piece of commercial real estate that has traditionally been out of reach for smaller investors. These digital shares are tradable 24/7 on a global market, in turn bolstering liquidity. Goes on to talk about the team at Red Swan. We'll leave a link to the Red Swan interview that we did in the description. So we've covered diamonds and that commodity that is being, or that commodity market that's been revolutionizing Hedera. And of course, we've just covered commercial real estate. The next one that is massively underlooked, and actually EDF are a partner or a governing council member, is what EDF are doing in regards to real-world assets on Hedera. So France's state-owned energy supplier and Hedera governing council member, EDF Official, or EDF, Official is their Twitter page, is building multiple real-world use cases on the Hedera Guardian. As part of Earth Week, we'll be highlighting the sustainability and refi use cases that are only made possible by Hedera. And this, of course, was the announcement. EDF, REDX, and Recursive Labs collaborate on proof of concept for automating renewable energy certificates transactions using Hedera. It goes on to say Electric de France, I'm definitely not saying that right, EDF for sure, one of the world's largest electricity producers, the largest renewable energy producer in Europe, and an active member of the Hedera Governing Council, has successfully completed a proof of concept that aims to revolutionize and automate the management of renewable energy certificates, RECs. The project enables end consumers to retire small quantities of RECs in real time. This empowers individuals to send a clear market signal that they care about how the power they consume is being produced. Managing Director of EDF Lab Asia Pacific said, with our expertise in renewable energy and electrical vehicle charging, EDF is the ideal partner for the collaboration. Our commitment to sustainability aligns perfectly with the vision of the greener future enabled by DLT, and of course Hedera in this case. We believe this collaboration will drive positive change in the renewable energy sector. We are shaping a future where renewable energy adoption is streamlined, transparent, and accessible to all. So we are now looking at the renewable energy sector. We've spoken about one of the largest diamond tokenizers using Hedera, a multi-billion-dollar commercial real estate company using Hedera, and one of the world's largest electricity suppliers and Europe's largest renewable electricity suppliers, all using Hedera. Let's move on. And of course, the next one that we have for you, which we previously covered, but people really don't understand just how much of a big deal this is. I certainly do understand it being in the UK and having two brothers in finance. The Hedera network is purpose-built for institutional real-world asset tokenization at scale. That's why Hedera Governing Council member Aberdeen, the UK's largest active wealth manager, tokenized its flagship Lux Sterling money market fund on the Hedera network. If we dive over to this, You can see the projected value by 2030 is $4 trillion. The amount of Lux money market value is $21 billion. And the number of tokens minted is 421 million. Aberdeen is using distributed ledger technology to democratize investment opportunities and increase financial inclusion, from unlocking wider participation from smaller investors to increase liquidity for many asset classes and streamlining processes. Aberdeen's innovative approach is transforming the financial landscape, and they are already doing this. Again, let me just repeat that. The UK's largest asset wealth manager is already tokenizing on Hedera, and this is just the start of what they're doing. By partnering with Hedera, we can make previously restricted asset classes accessible to a wider range of investors. This aligns perfectly with our commitment to financial inclusion and creating a more equitable investment landscape. Now, we know that Larry Fink, who has, I think BlackRock is one of the largest holders of Aberdeen, has previously said he believes the future of markets is tokenization, and Hedera is pioneering that, which leads us on to our fifth and final clear demonstration of how Hedera is actually starting to tokenize the world, which is, of course, what Archax did with OwnReal, which was tokenizing BlackRock's ICS US Treasury MMF. And Hedera was, of course, selected to do that. And we saw, I think it was $25 or $26 billion. We've covered this to death, so we're not going to go too much into detail of it. We saw $25 or $26 billion of their ICS MMF fund, BlackRock's, actually get tokenized on Hedera. So if there is anybody out there that's telling you that Hedera isn't used and this is all hype and nonsense, I urge them to do a tiny little bit of due diligence. Again, at the start of the video, we covered the fact that in regards to TPS, real TPS on a monthly basis, Hedera is leaps and bounds ahead. It's one of the only blockchains that's actually scalable enough to facilitate the tokenization of everything. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you. If you enjoyed the content, like is appreciated. So is a comment. That's all from me. See you all in the next one.